Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. In the past 7 months, the city's Emergency Rental Assistance Program, or ERAP, has provided assistance to nearly 3,000 Greensboro households financially impacted by COVID-19. This equates to more than $13 million being awarded for rent and utility payments. With city funds exhausted, the program received a boost from Guilford County in the amount of $10 million approved by City Council. The city closed the application portal to new applicants on Sunday, October 31st. The additional funding allows applications already submitted by Greensboro residents to continue moving through the process. Michelle Kennedy, director of the Neighborhood Development Department, acknowledges the process has been slow and now it will be streamlined to fast-track existing applications. Kennedy said, "We look forward to using these funds to stabilize housing and prevent evictions for our neighbors who've experienced job losses or financial hardships during the pandemic." For status updates on existing applications, visit the city's website or call the hotline at 336-763-6410 between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. on weekdays. The City of Greensboro implemented a COVID-19 testing policy for its employees, which went into effect on November 1st. All employees are required to undergo weekly diagnostic testing for COVID-19, except those who are fully vaccinated. Fully vaccinated employees who have had a close exposure or are experiencing symptoms will also be required to undergo testing. The City of Greensboro has a duty to provide and maintain a workplace that is free of known hazards for its employees. This policy is to help protect the health of city employees and the community at large. The city will continue to monitor trends in the spread of COVID-19. If trends continue in a positive direction, administration will consider making alterations to the policy. The city's Neighborhood Development Department's 2020-2021 annual report is now available online. The annual report summarizes the department's progress around affordable housing developments in the city, federal and local funds that were spent in the community, and pandemic relief efforts spearheaded by neighborhood development. Also featured are stories about how individual residents can make a difference in their community, the importance of home buyer education and down payment assistance, and the positive impact the city's Emergency Rental Assistance Program has had on many residents. The Neighborhood Development Department serves as a catalyst for neighborhood revitalization and the development and implementation of affordable housing programs to improve the lives of Greensboro residents. Department staff focuses on creating vibrant, diverse neighborhoods through the delivery of 2 major service areas: housing, services, and code compliance. To read the annual report for the Neighborhood Development Department, please visit the city's website. The city developed a partnership with Cone Health to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's news for your health.
The coronavirus pandemic has presented us with a unique and challenging situation. It can create a great deal of anxiety and stress. Anxiety and stress to a limited degree can actually be very helpful. However, taken to a significant degree, stress can create problems for us both physically as well as emotionally. So when trying to manage your stress, there are a number of strategies you can utilize. It is important to really not focus solely on those things we cannot control. In fact, what you should do is have some discussions and think about and even list those things we do have control of. Make it something that you can do together as a family. It's simple as what you're deciding to watch on television, the things that you do during the day, what you're having for dinner. And those may seem like small things that we all don't even think about during the day, but when you're in a time like this when so much of life feels out of control, those things can feel very comforting. Do not overload on information. It is in fact important to understand the facts and keep up to date on to what is going on. However, you don't want to overload by watching television 24/7, staying with the newspaper, all day long. You need to take a break from that information. Think about the things in your life that you've used in the past that have helped you stay calm. Listening to music, or playing a musical instrument, or reading, talking with family members. These are all the same kinds of things that will help you during this challenging time. Think about creating new routines, whether it's games or watching certain television shows. Try some creative, artistic kinds of things that would be fun and unique. Try to incorporate your children into helping you come up with suggestions of things that would be fun to do. It's really important to understand that, again, stress and anxiety is normal. Do not try to just push it away or pretend it doesn't exist. If we try to deny it and push it down, it sometimes can create really cumbersome feelings, and it becomes more difficult to hold it back than it is just to let it out. It's okay to talk about it, it's okay to acknowledge it, and that, in fact, will help you work through it. Look at each day as a unique day. We take it one day at a time. Be very present in that day and make it the best possible day it can be. And tomorrow, creativity takes over, you make an entirely new day. But day by day, you will get through this, and that's the best way you can manage some of the stress and the anxiety that comes along with this.
Greensboro is cementing a reputation as a city for beer makers. We'll introduce the latest brewery to move to the Gate City. We'll have that story and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Steel Hands Brewing is excited to expand into Greensboro. The South Carolina-based company hosted a groundbreaking to announce the expansion of its new location on West Gate City Boulevard. The nearly $4 million investment, located across from the Greensboro Coliseum complex, will occupy 28,000 square feet. It will feature a custom-designed tap room with a wood-fired pizza oven kitchen, a 20-barrel production brew house with an annual 12,000-barrel capacity, stage for live music, retail area, event space, sunken beer garden, and outdoor gathering space for community enjoyment. The expansion will invest in the Gate City corridor through economic stimulus, job creation, community outreach, and distribution across the state. The brewery will produce quality craft beers that will be kegged and canned for North Carolina distribution and sales in the tap room, as well as bringing in established craft beer brands from the Casey, South Carolina production facility. The new brewery is currently under construction. For more information about Steel Hands Brewing, visit the company's website. Of all home appliances, toilets use the most water. Toilets are also the most common cause of household leaks. Small, undetected leaks can quickly add up, and most leaks grow in size. A slow toilet leak can use up to 1,000 gallons of water in a single day. This is why the Water Resources Department suggests you check toilets for leaks at least once a year. You can monitor water bills for unexplained increases, use water meters to detect household leaks, or take the toilet leak test. Drop 2 dye tablets or 10 drops of dark food coloring into the tank. Do not flush the commode until the next morning. If you see the color in the toilet bowl, that means your toilet is leaking. Replacing older high-flow toilets with a low-flow model and checking for and repairing leaks regularly are key to reducing your household's water use. Another tip from Water Resources is to avoid using tablet cleaners in the back of the toilet tank. The ingredients in these products quickly break down the guts of your toilet, increasing the odds of a leak. The fall foliage is starting to take on the vibrant colors of orange, yellow, and red, but before long the leaves will float through the air and blanket your front and backyards. The city's first round of loose leaf collection will kick off on Monday, November 8th, ending on Wednesday, December 22nd. The schedule is subject to inclement weather delays. The second collection window starts on Tuesday, December 28th, ending in the new year on Friday, January 28th. To ensure a successful collection season, property owners should do the following. Rake leaves to the edge of your yard behind the curb. Do not pile leaves in the street or on the sidewalk. Remove sticks, rocks, and any other debris that may damage city equipment. Do not park vehicles on, in front of, or near a pile of leaves. To determine when crews will reach your neighborhood, check the interactive map on the city's website. The city repurposes the leaves into compost, which is used to fertilize city gardens and landscaped areas. The compost is $20 per truckload and sold at the White Street landfill located at 2503 White Street. For more information about loose leaf collection, visit the city's website. Greensboro's Workforce Development Office is giving one of its most popular programs a makeover. Coming up after the break, find out how this program matches job seekers with employers. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to learn the aspects of your job is by joining a workplace as an apprentice. This allows for direct on-the-job training for a new employee. Joining me now to promote the Gear Up program is Melissa Smith. She is a business services consultant with Guilford Works. Hello, Melissa. Welcome back.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining me. Always good to see you.
Yes.
Now, I said you're here to talk about the Gear Up program,
Yes.
which is actually a rebranding of the Adult Apprenticeship program.
Yes.
Why the need to rebrand the program when it's so popular?
Right, well, our initial name was the Guilford Works Adult Apprenticeship Program. Truthfully, it sounds like it's a bit of a mouthful when you say it 3 times back to back. However, we've seen a lot of successes with Guilford Works and with our workforce board and the Guilford Works brand. Our community has really supported us. So we knew that we were at a place with our apprenticeship program that we could rebrand it to give it its own identity. But also we knew that this was something that could be, that our potential candidates and employer partners could remember. You know, when you think about gearing up, you think about leveling up and preparing yourself.
Yes.
And with that, we wanted to use Gear Up.
Okay, I like it, and it's very simple and
Yes.
to the point.
Yes.
Now, what are the current tracks within the Gear Up program?
So within the Gear Up program, we do have it split between our our education tracks and employer tracks. So when you initially look at education tracks, your pre-apprenticeship placements. We have those in advanced manufacturing, specifically looking at welding, but also looking in the IT space of cybersecurity and computer support. But also when we look at apprenticeship or our employer tracks, we have opportunities within the welding field, tool and die, computer support, and cybersecurity. And we're actually going to be adding on aviation as well.
Okay, so I'm getting a sense that the areas that you put focus on, these are the new emerging
Yes.
areas within the employee sector.
Yes, we like to look at those in-demand industries, specifically here in Guilford County. So a lot of times when we look at our labor market, there are different industries that we're seeing a lot of growth.
Okay.
So in looking at those anticipated growths, we like to target those employers within those industries.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
So you've explained the difference between the 2 tracks. Now, which employers and education partners are currently supporting Gear Up?
So when we look at our education tracks, our pre-apprentice, they kind of introduce the career track to our participants. We do have partnerships with the Forge Makerspace in Greensboro for welding, as well as with our Triad Enterprises for cybersecurity and the Nehemiah Empowerment Center for computer support. When we branch out into our apprenticeship or our employer partners, so if you break that down as participants finish up that education component, they need to have more hands-on training and apprenticeship. So with those employers, we have High Fab Industries, American Industrial for welding. We also have Core Technology for tool and die. And then when we look at IT, we have a very unique situation that both of our educational partners are also apprenticeship partners. So our Triad Enterprises as well as the Nehemiah Center.
Okay.
So our program is very unique that individuals can have their own program, but also be a part of ours.
Excellent. So it looks like you have opportunities in various sectors.
Yes.
If an employer is listening to this and they want to partner with Gear Up, how does that happen?
So it's very easy when we talk about employer partnering. They can always look to us with Guilford Works, and we set up an initial meeting. And we talk about and we discuss what their challenges are with filling those hard to fill positions. A lot of times, especially now in the midst of COVID, we've seen quite a bit of employers that are trying to fill those positions but not really having that framework. So that discussion, kind of like at that initial phase, is very important. So we start with that, and if they have those positions that they've identified as hard to fill and they would like to try an apprenticeship track, we want to make sure that's an apprenticeable occupation first. And so from there, then we begin to track out what that training would look like. And we pull in our partners from Apprenticeship NC. We also look at relayed instruction. So we know with apprenticeship, education is a very key component in that. So if it allows us to have conversations with the community college, we will bring them in as well.
Okay.
And so from that, we have our we create that program, add them on, and then we look at candidates that we can refer to them.
Okay, so it's a process.
It is a process.
And you're kind of doing a trial and error to see what's the best fit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, do you have any upcoming events that will highlight and kind of showcase the Gear Up program?
We do, yeah. So we try to have something every month to highlight our program, especially when we talk about employer interest, because a key thing with apprenticeship is having those employers that are participating. We are actually having an employer interest meeting on November the 10th. We've been having those virtual, so if you want to get more information, you can go to the Guilford Works event page, and it'll be there. So it'll be November 10th at 10 a.m. via Zoom. We're also, November is actually National Apprenticeship Week, so that is the 15th to 21st. So with our Gear Up program, we're going to have week-long activities and programs that will allow us to celebrate and honor our apprentices. We can celebrate our current partners. We want to welcome new partners, of course, but also share really important facts about how apprenticeship really is the true framework in growing your talent. So more information obviously can be found on our page on Guilford Works.
On the website.
Yes.
Okay, we will send folks there.
Yes.
And I'm going to guess you're going to send them to the website if the employers or job seekers want to know more about Gear Up.
We welcome all employers that are interested as well as potential candidates into our program. So if they want more information on how that partnership or for those wanting to start that journey today with their career, they can reach out to me. We'll be sure to share my information. You can email me at melissa.smith@greensboro-nc.gov, and we can get that started today.
Well, I'm so excited to see how this program has evolved.
Yes.
You've put the new name Gear Up on there, so congratulations on the rebranding.
Thank you.
And I hope learning about this program is going to encourage more employers to partner with your team.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share.
Thank you, and do come back and let us know how the program's
Always.
going. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for some useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact you and our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. As of November 1st, the City Council will meet in the chamber on level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. The public will be allowed in person, but in a limited capacity. Those who choose not to be in the building can participate virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Roku. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The Water Resources Department has resumed suspending water services for customers who have not paid their water bills. Staff is using a phased approach. Accounts with a high balance and no payments made or accounts not covered under a payment plan will be disconnected first. The city urges customers to pay any amount possible toward their monthly bill and to establish payment plans for the unpaid balance. Customers can take advantage of 2 payment options, such as an installment plan or a promise to pay plan. With the installment plan, payments of a past due account can be spread out over 6 months. A promise to pay plan applies to a short-term extension for 1 bill. Payment plans can be arranged by calling the city's contact center at 336-373-2489, weekdays from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Payments made online or by phone will not include a convenience fee. Financial assistance to pay water and sewer bills is available under the Federal Emergency Rental and Utilities Assistance Program. For more details, please visit Guilford County's website. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, hear from our neighbors who boomeranged back to Greensboro.
My name is Phoebe Murray, and I am a consultant in workforce retention and recruitment. I came back from the Triangle area because my family was ready to settle down and buy a home. Charles and I are fortunate that we're both primarily remote workers, so we have the flexibility to work from home at this point in our lives when we're trying to spend as much time as possible together with our family and watching our daughter grow up.
My name is JT Job, and I'm a software developer at Innovations for Learning. I left Greensboro in 2005, and it's changed so much since then. Greensboro is great for my career. Since I work remotely as a developer, there's a fantastic community of people working at a co-working space downtown. I love living in Fisher Park because it's so beautiful. The architecture, the trees, everything that you get with the historic district. And we have the beautiful actual park in the middle of the neighborhood that's just a great place to go walking with your dog.
My family and I love to just get out for walks in the neighborhood. We pop into Deep Roots and pick up groceries to cook for dinner. We love strolling around Fisher Park. It's just a beautiful neighborhood to live in.
I like to joke that this is the second pandemic our home's been through. It was built in 1913, so we know it's over 100 years old. My wife Keela and I are expecting our first, and we couldn't be happier to be bringing her up in this beautiful house in this great neighborhood.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. This year's One City, One Book celebration is well underway. A major highlight is the upcoming visit by Tommy Orange, the community read author of There There. He will conduct a free reading, and I'm looking forward to moderating a discussion of the book with Mr. Orange. This in-person experience with Tommy Orange will take place at 7 p.m. on Thursday, November 18th at the Terrace in the Greensboro Coliseum Complex located on West Gate City Boulevard. Orange's book is one of the New York Times 10 Best Books of the Year, a Pulitzer Prize finalist, and winner of the PEN Hemingway Award. Straight ahead on the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to the Black Child Development Institute of Greensboro. The group participated in the nationally recognized Lights On After School event by coordinating with the City of Greensboro to illuminate the Green Street parking deck blue and yellow. Lights On After School is the brainchild of the After School Alliance. This is a nonprofit organization dedicated to ensuring all children have access to quality, affordable after-school programs. The Black Child Development Institute of Greensboro provides academic support services for Guilford County students considered most at risk to fail in the classroom. Greensboro Mayor Nancy Vaughn wrote a proclamation in support of Lights On After School. As the Delta variant continues to spread, please remember to wear your mask, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands often. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM and 100.7 FM. Be sure to download our weekly podcast, Talk City Greensboro, and now GTN is streaming on Roku. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.